Hello, friends from across the nation and around the world. I'm Martin, and you are listening to a weekend compilation episode of Dad's Bedtime Stories. This week, we're going to continue with our summer camp planet theme, and I'm going to present to you the next couple summer camp planet episodes we've done in hopes that as we approach this next summer, I get a bunch more ideas for new ones. If you have ideas for a Summer Camp Planet episode, please leave me a SpeakPipe message or, fill out the Google form. I'll check out both of those. And if you really like hearing my voice tell stories, please consider checking out Dad's Anytime Stories. It's a little different than this podcast. Mainly, it's not set up for bedtime, so there's no background music and that sort of thing. But I am doing a chapter of one of my books every single week in order, season by season. And we are just wrapping up season 1, which is the first Cards of Power novel. So you can check that out anywhere podcasts are distributed. And you can even binge most of the Cards of Power audiobook at this point. Anyways, it's now that time again. Time for a possible word from a possible sponsor. We need them to keep the lights on around here. Now, get as comfy as you can in that bed, close your eyes, and get ready to enjoy a couple episodes from the Summer Camp Planet. Imagine yourself waking up on Spaceship. You get up out of bed, and you go towards the main part of the ship. The part with everything you'd ever need to survive. A kitchen, a living room, a play area, a library, and of course, a command center. You walk straight towards the command center and look out the main view screen. For some reason, it just looks black, completely dark. Good morning, Spaceship, you say. Good morning, Spaceship replies. Is the view screen broken? You ask. I don't see anything. That is because we are currently in a void, a large expanse of space with absolutely no stars. I expect at least 2 days until we are near something interesting again, Spaceship explains. Oh, well, I guess I'll just entertain myself then, you say, and you try to do that. You spend some time reading books and playing with all of the crazy numbers of toys on Spaceship. You eat a little breakfast, and then you sit down on the couch, grab the remote, and start flipping through channels. Now, the strange part about Spaceship's television is that it isn't only connected to channels from Earth. I mean, it is connected to channels from Earth, but it also gets channels from all over the universe, from all different kinds of alien planets who, at one time or another, sent signals out into space. Luckily, all of the channels are automatically translated into English. As you're flipping through channels, you suddenly see a commercial come on. Welcome to the Summer Camp Planet, the commercial says. Your #1 destination for a camp for the kids and a vacation for yourselves. Choose from thousands of different camp options. As you watch and start to see some of the highlights of different summer camps available, your heart longs for the Summer Camp Planet. The fun you had there, it was a really good time. Certainly better than sitting around in a small room watching a television. Although that could be fun too. Spaceship, noticing your excitement at the commercial, speaks up. "May I make a suggestion?" Spaceship says. Yeah, what is it?" You say. "You could simply go back to the summer camp planet anytime you wish." "Well, we are very far away at the moment. I took the liberty of building a miniature portal near the entrance to the planet. You can use the portal on the ship to travel there and back whenever you want." "Oh, that's a great idea," you say. "But won't you be lonely?" "I am not programmed to become lonely. Plus, Changer will have to stay with me." Changer, your shape-shifting alien dog, currently in the form of an Earth puppy, looks up from the couch and turns his head slightly sideways. Somehow he seems to know that you're talking about him. Well, what about the money for the summer camp planet? It took you quite a while to print enough gold for the last visit." You say. "I have already calculated that," Spaceship replies. "For the past 2 weeks, I have been constantly printing money, particularly gold." Using that as a cue, little openings slide open in the walls and the floor, and tiny little flying robots fly out of them, each one carrying a small chest of gold coins. They pile the chest of gold on the ground right beside you, and then disappear back into the walls and the floor of the ship. Whoa. This should certainly be enough gold," you say, looking at the giant pile of gold chests on the ground in front of you. Summer camps certainly aren't cheap, are they? "Again, I have already taken the liberty of packing as well," Spaceship says. Another little slit in the wall opens up, and a long robot arm carrying a duffel bag extends out of it and drops the duffel bag right beside you. Thanks," you say as you pick the duffel bag up. You can't help but think that Spaceship is maybe trying to get rid of you or something for a little while. Could he want some time to himself? You shake off that feeling and pick up the duffel bag, slinging it over your shoulder. You look down at the pile of gold. "I will have robots deliver that," Spaceship says, looking down at the pile as well. A long, narrow door slides open in the center of the floor, and a gigantic circular portal raises up out of the thing. The portal powers up and glows a bright blue color. You look at Spaceship one more time. Then you take a deep breath and jump into the portal. You find yourself flying through a wormhole of all different colors. Somehow you stay directly in the center as you wind left and right and up and down until eventually you pop out the other side. You find yourself beside a little tree, tucked away, hidden by some bushes, right by the main building on the summer camp planet. A group of robots carrying a tray of gold fly out behind you. You carefully push through the bushes and walk towards the main building, followed by your little robots carrying the gigantic thing of gold. As soon as you get inside, one of the workers immediately notices the gold. Their eyes widen a considerable amount, and they walk over to greet you. "Welcome," the woman says. "I see you've decided to return to the summer camp planet, payment in hand after all. Well, let me show you all of the summer camp options." Screens suddenly appear all around you, a whole bunch of tiny, floating screens, each one a video of a different summer camp. There's so many you don't even know what to look at. You pass by summer camps full of ninjas, camps of people playing instruments, camps of people cheerleading, I guess, camps of people building battle robots, until you suddenly see a picture or a video of the cutest puppy you've ever seen in your life. I mean, just imagine the cutest puppy you could possibly think of, and then make it even cuter. Fluffy, soft-looking fur, giant puppy dog eyes, and it's surrounded by all sorts of other different pets. Flying unicorns, griffins, fish that look like they're floating in the air, and all kinds of other creatures. "What's that camp?" you ask, pointing at the screen. "Oh, that is our alien pet care camp. A camp designed to teach you the ways of taking care of pets of all different shapes and sizes. You can care for the pets, you can sometimes ride the pets, and generally you just enjoy being around very cute pets. Would you like to check it out?" Absolutely," you respond. "That's the camp that I want to go to." "Very good," the woman says. "Now, will transportation be required? I noticed you don't have a ship with you this time." Yeah," you respond. "I'm definitely gonna need some way to get there." "Follow me," she says. "We'll take care of the payment." As the woman walks away, she makes a snapping motion with her fingers, signaling for other workers to go and collect the gold. Several people automatically jump to action and carry case after case of the stuff off into the back room. You follow the woman through a series of doors and out onto a gigantic balcony, a balcony that looks out on the sky. She grabs a hold of a cord, pulls it a couple times, and a bell sounds. "Your ride should be here soon," she says. You soon hear a strange noise, a noise that, if you didn't know better, you'd say was some sort of whale call, like a kind of high-pitched squealing or singing or calling. But then you see something rather unexpected. A gigantic whale with a huge platform strapped to its back floats along through the air and hovers right beside the platform you're standing on. "There's the shuttle to the pet care planet. May I introduce you to Gary, the helium whale." You look at the giant whale, and his eye turns towards you. Then he kind of waves the fin on the one side to say hello, and makes another one of those strange whale calls, only this time it sounds kind of happy. You reluctantly walk over towards the gigantic floating whale with the platform on its back. The workers place a little ladder over towards the whale, and you climb up the thing, and then jump onto the large platform on the whale's back. The whale makes another happy noise and begins to fly up into the air. You've never ridden on a helium whale before, mostly because you didn't know they existed. But you find the ride kind of peaceful. It's certainly not as fast as an airplane or a spaceship, but it does travel rather high, and the ride is pretty smooth. You spend the time bathing in the sun, feeling the breeze against your face as Gary, the helium whale, leads you past a whole bunch of different summer camps until he finally arrives at the alien pet care camp. As he descends down towards the camp, you see a beautiful forested area, spotted with all kinds of lakes and rivers, and full of all sorts of different animals you've never seen before. Even as you float down through the air, you can see flying unicorns, griffins, birds, pterodactyls, and what seem to be other types of helium fish, just kind of swimming through the air. The whole sight is very, very strange. Gary lands right beside another cabin or chalet. They lift another platform up towards you. You climb on top of it and slide down it, almost like a little slide. "Welcome to Alien Pet Camp," a woman says. "My name is Zoya, and I will be your camp counselor. This week, we seem to only have you and one other student, or camper, I should say. This one over here." The person reaches over, and you see a familiar face. Your friend Pip, the shy one from Adventure Camp. "Hi there. Good to see you again," Pip says. "Good to see you again, too. What are you doing here?" you ask. "Well, I am kind of on a tour of different summer camps this summer. My parents have to work, and they send me to these things to keep me busy and, well, hopefully make me more, I don't know how to say it, adventurous, I guess," Pip explains. "Well, I'm certainly glad to see a familiar face." "Now, campers," Zoya, the camp counselor, says, "follow me to your cabins, and then we'll head to our first destination." As you walk down the path towards your cabin, to the left of you and to the right of you, you see all sorts of super cute animals. Not only are there strange and interesting animals flying through the air, but there's very fluffy and very cuddly looking animals walking around on the grounds. You see a particularly cute looking puppy dog. You kneel down beside it, reach out your hand, and it moves over and brushes up against it. Its fur is incredibly smooth, almost silky. Soon, other pets, who see how that particular dog is being treated, notice you and want some attention too. It doesn't take very long until you find yourself surrounded by fluffy cats and fluffy dogs and fluffy bunnies of all different kinds. "Now then, come now," Zoya says. "We must get moving. Don't worry, they'll follow you." And sure enough, as you get up and continue to follow Zoya, the camp counselor, back towards the cabin, some of the puppies and bunnies and kitties do decide to follow you. In fact, They follow you all the way back to the cabin and even inside. "Now, this will be our cabin for the time you're here," Zoya explains. "We certainly welcome all pets from the pet camp to come and visit. All of them are very safe, and their shots are mostly up to date, so you probably shouldn't get rabies or anything." Though you find that last comment kind of strange. You find a bunk bed, throw your stuff into it, and continue to play with all of the cute dogs and cute cats. "Now, it's time for our first activity," Zoya says. "Follow me." You follow Zoya out of the cabin along a path and down towards a large wooded area. "Our first activity will be one of my favorites, magical pet riding," Zoya says. "We have a stable of very well-trained pets, flying pets of all different kinds. You will be able to choose one, saddle one, and ride one around." You walk through the forest until you come across a clearing with a whole bunch of magical winged animals standing in front of you. A Pegasus, a normal sort of looking horse with wings, unicorns, also with a horn and wings, griffins, and some type of super ugly looking pterodactyl-like creature. Honestly, you would not get on that thing if you got paid to do so. "You may pick your favorite," the woman says. You immediately find yourself attracted to the Pegasus, a large winged horse. You walk towards it and hold out your hand. It presses its nose into you and then moves closer toward you. Pip, on the other hand, reluctantly approaches a griffin. The griffin, half bird, half lion-like creature, walks towards him and presses its head up against his hand. "Very good. I see you've already made friends. Next, to saddle them up." Zoya leads you to a bunch of saddles. She helps you grab the saddle, get it over the Pegasus, and tie it on properly. When all of the animals are saddled up, you, Pip, and Zoya climb on top of your own. You on your flying Pegasus, Pip on his flying griffin, and Zoya on none other than a flying unicorn. "Follow me," Zoya says. She gives the unicorn a couple light kicks, and it begins to run. It spreads its wings and flaps them powerfully, shooting her up into the air. Following the example, you give your own Pegasus a little kick, and it begins to run forward, galloping faster and faster before jumping into the air and spreading its wings. It feels weightless as the thing finally catches the air. It flaps its wings more and more, and with each flap it takes you higher and higher into the air, until you find yourself side by side with Pip, gliding above the pet camp. The place is absolutely amazing. You swoop down over top of the treetops and fly past other unicorns, other Pegasuses, other super ugly looking pterodactyls, and a whole bunch of flying, helium-filled fish. It's absolutely beautiful. You dip down over a lake, and your Pegasus flies so close that it dips its foot inside the water. You and Pip begin taking turns. First, you chasing Pip, and then Pip chasing you. You spend a good part of the afternoon just flying around on the beautiful creatures, looking down on the beautiful forests and lakes, and generally having a good time. "Well, I believe our time is up," Zoya says as she swoops down past you. "Follow me back to camp." You follow Zoya back towards the camp area. You land on the ground and climb off of your Pegasus. There's another person there, though. A person who looks somewhat familiar. Zoya hands the person the reins of her unicorn. "Well now, please give your animals to Jeff here," she says. "Jeff is one of our newer caretakers." You walk towards Jeff and hand over the reins to your Pegasus. But as you do, you get the best look of the person you can, because you know that that man is not, in fact, Jeff, as he claims to be. That man is the zookeeper. Now, if you haven't listened to every single story inside the Dad's Bedtime universe, you might not know who the zookeeper is, but as a short summary, in some of the past episodes, he was kind of responsible for, well, kidnapping gigantic groups of alien creatures and holding them hostage on his gigantic spaceship zoo for alien creatures. When the zookeeper looks towards you, you quickly turn your head, not wanting to give him a very good look. "Why, thank you," the man says. "I will take care of all of these magical creatures. Yes, just leave them to me," he says in an incredibly sinister way that you can't believe the camp counselor doesn't seem to notice. "Thank you, Jeff," she says, and then she leads you away from the area towards the main lodge. It's time for dinner after all. The main lodge is almost an exact replica of the main lodge at Adventure Camp, full of tables and chairs, with a buffet of pretty much any food you could ever imagine. After gathering your food and sitting down at the table, you decide you have to speak up about the zookeeper. Listen, Zoya, I know this will sound crazy coming from a kid, but that Jeff guy back there, his name's not Jeff. I know him from somewhere else. It's kind of a long story, but essentially, he's an evil zookeeper. You explain to the best of your ability your past with Jeff, defeating him in his various attempts to abduct alien creatures, and when you're done, Zoya simply says, "Well, that is certainly an interesting story, but I assure you the person you see there is none other than Jeff. We have a very rigorous criminal records check here on the Summer Camp planet. We would never let through a person as you describe. Oh, no. I'm sure he looks similar, but I assure you that is Jeff." For some reason, it doesn't seem like she's going to acknowledge your concerns. She seems certain that the vigorous criminal records check is actually enough to keep the kids safe. But you saw the man yourself, and you're certain it's the zookeeper. After dinner, you head back to your cabin. Zoya turns out the lights, and you and Pip lay down to sleep. But you can't let the zookeeper thing go. "Hey, Pip," you say. "I don't know if you believe me, but I'm sure that that's the zookeeper, and if it is, none of those animals are safe. I'm gonna go check it out. I totally understand if you want to stay here. But I'll go with you. I can't let you do that alone," Pip says. So, you and Pip very quietly sneak out the cabin door, sneak past the counselors, and down the forest path to where all of the magical creatures seem to be kept. You duck behind some bushes, and you look out at what's going on. Sure enough, you see him, the zookeeper, leading some of the pets somewhere. "We have to follow him," you say to Pip, and you and Pip do exactly that. You follow the zookeeper down a little path, over to a gigantic clearing, where he guides two of the animals, the Pegasus and the Griffin that you and Pip had been riding, over towards, nothing, you guess. Then he reaches out and sort of pokes at the air as if he's pressing buttons on a keypad. A door suddenly opens up out of nowhere. A door to an invisible ship. Oh no, he's doing the same thing again. He's gonna take those animals hostage, and we can't let him, you say. And with that, you jump out of the bushes and whistle as loud as you can. "Hey, run," you say to the Pegasus and the Griffin. "That man's not nice." The Griffin and Pegasus look at each other, look at you, and then look at the zookeeper. "What? I'm perfectly nice," the zookeeper says. "Now, go through the door." The zookeeper tries to pull the two creatures through the invisible door into what you're certain is another version of his zookeeper spaceship. But the animals pull back. You run towards them as quickly as you can. You jump up in the air, straight onto the Pegasus's back, and Pip does the same thing to the Griffin. "Come on, buddy, we have to get out of here," you say. And with that, the Pegasus listens. It rears up on its hind legs, waves its two front hooves in the air, and kicks the bad zookeeper deep within his own ship. Then it turns away and runs the other direction, with you still riding on its back. The Griffin, along with Pip, follows closely behind. The two creatures take to the air and fly back towards the main cabin. You land on the ground outside the lodge, and the camp counselors all get up and come to see what happened. You and Pip quickly tell them the story about the zookeeper and how he tried to take the Pegasus and the Griffin away. Pip backs you up, but the camp counselors, including Zoya, don't seem to buy it.
"Well, if this were true, then all we have to do to be sure is to ask the animals." "Did you two see this too?" Zoya says to the Pegasus and the Griffin. "Yes, I can confirm that is exactly what happened," says a voice coming from the Pegasus.
"You're both shocked to realize that the Pegasus could talk this whole time, and also still shocked that the camp counselors didn't believe you in the first place.
Well, Zoya says, I have to believe this is true. I will call it into management right away, Zoya says, and then she runs back into the main lodge, dials a phone, and before very long at all, flying police cars arrive on the scene. Not very long afterwards, you see the zookeeper being carried away in handcuffs. Well, thank you very much for keeping our camp safe, Zoya says. I'm sorry I didn't believe you. Anyways, I will promise you one free camp on us.
Now, that seems like a pretty good idea. You and Pip make your way back to the cabin, and each of you climbs into your bed. A whole bunch of very fluffy cats and very fluffy dogs jump up on the bed with you. You close your eyes, and as you gently pet one of the creatures, you focus on your breath. With each breath, your body becomes more and more relaxed, and slowly, you begin to drift off to dreams of new camps and new adventures to come. Good night, everyone. Now, friends, if you don't remember where we left off last time in the spaceship universe, you were sound asleep at a different summer camp, Alien Pet Care Summer Camp. You wake up on Alien Pet Care Summer Camp. You look around the room, and you see that you're absolutely surrounded by all sorts of adorable puppies and adorable kitties. And pretty much all of them want a back scratch. You and your friend Pip get up out of bed, and you pet as many of the cute little animals as you possibly can, before Pip tells you his news. Well, I guess I'll see you later, he says. Why? Where are you going? You ask. Well, you know how I said I was kind of on a summer camp tour? Well, it's time for me to leave this summer camp and go to one of my favorite summer camps of all time. Battle Robot Summer Camp. Wait a second, are you telling me there's a Battle Robot Summer Camp? You say. Yeah, there totally is, Pip explains. You get to work with artificial intelligence to create and print a battle robot of your own. Then you train it, and then you battle it against other battle robots that other kids have created. I think I might need to go to this summer camp with you, you respond. You quickly and quietly head over to the corner of the cabin. You lift up your wristwatch and press the communication button on it. Spaceship, you say. Yes, Spaceship responds. Can you call the summer camp planet people and have me switched to Battle Robot Summer Camp? You ask. Understood. It will be done, Spaceship announces. And with that, you and Pip begin to pack up your belongings back into a large duffel bag. Then you wave goodbye to your camp counselor and head back to the pickup area. Sure enough, a gigantic floating helium whale with a large platform on its back is floating just above you, waiting to take you to the next destination. "All right," a voice from some teenager sitting on the back of the whale says. "I'm gonna need the following people. Just climb on the whale if I call your name." Sure enough, the kid goes through a list of names, and both you and Pip are on it. You climb up a long and large ramp that they've draped onto the helium whale, and sit down on the large platform. Before very long at all, the whale begins to float into the air and high above the summer camp planet once again. Once again, you look off the side of the whale, and you see camp after camp appear below you. Some camps look cold, some look hot. One seems to be definitely designed for snowboarding entirely. You're blown away by how many camps there actually are on this planet. And what's that down there? You ask as you point below you. "Oh, that's a trash camp," the teenager in charge of the helium whale says. Most people don't really like to go there, but, well, they think it's important to have options for everyone, I guess. And let me tell you, it certainly beats Slippery Coffee Camp. Oh man, they once had me stationed at Slippery Coffee Camp, and I just about went insane. Nobody wanted to be there, so it was just me, all by myself, walking around, slipping on coffee. One time I slipped so badly that I flew into the side of the building. Luckily it was made of chocolate, but unluckily it was made of melting chocolate, which is just gooey and sticky, and it made me slip even more. You just stand there for a second, staring at the teenager, in some kind of disbelief that the owners of the summer camp planet actually created both of these camps. But you just shrug your shoulders and move on. "All right, we're finally arriving at BattleBot Camp," the same teenager announced. Slowly, the helium whale lowers down over top of what seems to be a very high-tech camp. You look around at buildings that are almost entirely white and modern, and look really high-tech too. Floating around the camp are a whole bunch of different helper robots or something, a lot like the ones that fly around spaceship from time to time. The whole place looks like a marvel of robotic engineering. Once the ramp is lowered down from the helium whale, you and Pip climb to the bottom, only to be greeted by a man wearing, well, a lab coat and a high-tech eyepiece of some kind.
"Welcome to BattleBot Camp. My name is Quark, and I will be your camp counselor. Let me show you around."
You follow Quirk as he leads you down a series of pathways.
"This is our building and testing center, the place where our young campers work beside an AI computer system and design and print a robot of their choice."
As you look through the windows, you see a whole bunch of different cubicles, each one with a large computer screen and a large 3D printer. Kids are talking to the computer, typing things, and snapping together pieces that come out of the 3D printer into robots of their own.
"Next up, we have our training center. Here, our young ones train their robots, teaching them how they want them to respond in all sorts of different scenarios.
You raise your hand.
Yes, you,
the man says. You mean we don't have to, program these robots in the traditional sense? You ask.
Oh, program them in what traditional sense? Since the advent of artificial intelligence, the most popular programming language is, well, language. Your job is to tell the computer exactly what you want it to do. To give the robot all sorts of scenarios that spell out, if someone else does this, the robot should do that. In fact, the same goes for creating your robot. There's no need to draw up designs or test out prototypes. All you have to do is communicate what you imagine to the computer in the most detailed way possible. The computer then takes that information, mixes it together, and shows you how it's interpreted it. From there, you can have it change the design or print the design. There's no longer a need for humans to do the actual constructing and that sort of thing. Their job is simply imagining.
Whoa, cool, I think, you respond. Not sure how you feel about this artificial intelligence stuff after all. But you do decide that it's probably the only way to actually build, train, and fight a robot of your own within the span of a week or less.
Now we're heading over to our cabin.
Your cabin is almost the same size as every other cabin you've stayed in, only this one looks like it was 3D printed by a gigantic 3D printer. A bright white little cabin building made with absolute precision. As you enter the cabin, you see that the inside is no different. All made out of beautiful polished white metal, computer screens and video games all over the place, and of course a few helper robots.
Would you like us to gather your things? A robot says as it flies up towards you.
Sure, you say, and you and Pip hand over your duffel bags.
We will take care of this. Have fun programming your own robot, they say, and then they bring your duffel bag over to your bed and begin unpacking it in almost the same way you would have. Very good. Now that that's complete, I can take the two of you to the creation zone.
The man leads you back down the path to the very first building you came across. You enter inside and pass a whole bunch of different campers, all working with a large computer screen and creating a robot of their very own. He leads you and Pip to a station of your own, a little cubicle off to the very side of the room. Inside the cubicle is a large computer screen with a little digital face on it and a medium-sized 3D printer of some kind.
Now, I'd like to introduce you to your AI. I believe this one calls himself Quantum.
Nice to meet you, Quantum says.
Now, just a few more things before I go. Number 1, you can have as long as you need to create your robot. There are different battle competitions on different days, and you can join at almost any time. Second, well, there are many pretty deadly things that you could possibly build into a robot. Some people are excited about that, while others are apprehensive. With good reason, of course. As a result of that, and of course insurance companies, all robots programmed here will have a built-in system that only allows them to use their weapons and gadgets against other robots. That means that you can go as wild as you like with the building of weapons and gadgets, and not be afraid of hurting anyone. And last, but certainly not least, when your robot is done being built, you can take it over to the training area. There are all sorts of practice robots to battle there, all sorts of different rooms, and all sorts of different countermeasures that you can use to train your robot how to respond to others. If after training you are not happy with your robot design, feel free to come back here and make some tweaks. As long as you're done by the time you're ready to battle, I have no complaints. And, unlike other summer camps, there are no other activities. You build your robot and you like it. You know where the cabin is if you need a sleep, and the kitchens are over there if you need something to eat. Now, farewell and good building. Call me if you need anything. The man waves goodbye and just walks away. Well, folks, are you ready to work together and build one of the best battle robots the world has ever seen? Quantum asks. You turn back towards the computer. Then you look at Pip. I think we are, you say. And so you begin telling Quantum all sorts of different ideas for a battle robot. I think it's gonna need like a giant blade that spins around and, comes out of the robot at the front, you say. Yeah, and maybe like something that can flip other robots that just goes underneath them and flips upward, Pip suggests. Oh, and can you add like a shock ray or something like that, you say. Oh, and we totally need a freeze ray too, and a heat ray. You and Pip continue to go through a list of different crazy weapons and devices that you plan to have your robot use, and Quantum continues to take note. I have mocked up what I believe the robot could look like, Quantum says, and a picture generates on the computer. A picture of a large square robot with big wheels and a whole bunch of different devices sticking out of it. A saw blade, a whole bunch of different ray guns, that sort of thing. I can't help but think it looks just kind of like an everyday battle robot, you say as you look around the room at everyone else's boxy robot designs. Yeah, Pip says, but maybe it's what we should go with. Maybe, you say. Or maybe... Quantum, do you have the ability to create transforming robot parts? You ask. What exactly are you thinking? Well, what if our little boxy robot was just what everyone saw at first? I mean, sure, it'll be pretty capable with that saw and those ray guns and stuff on it. But if that doesn't work, what if it transforms into a humanoid-looking robot and just picks up the other robots and throws them? You suggest. Analyzing
idea now, Quantum says. I believe your idea could have a lot of merit. You are correct in thinking that most people who build robots build a design similar to your first one. Humanoid robots are extremely rare, and transforming robots, well, I'm not sure anyone has suggested that before. Can I add to the design? Pip says shyly. Of course you can, Pip, Quantum says. What did you have in mind? Well, back on Adventure Camp, we kind of got these memories of ninjas. And I was kind of thinking, like, what if the robot transforms into, like, a ninja bot with all sorts of different swords and throwing stars? And then we could train it in ninjutsu as well. That is an awesome idea, Pip, you say. Quantum, what do you think? I believe it could be done. However, our printing time may take a little while. Before long, Quantum mocks up a picture of the ninja robot. You and Pip make a few different adjustments until the robot looks exactly like you'd expect a ninja robot to look. All black, metallic mask, and covered from head to toe with all sorts of different ninja weapons. When you and Pip are completely satisfied, Quantum begins to build the parts one by one. And part by part, you and Pip begin to snap them all together. It takes a couple of days to actually finish the robot completely, but soon you have a fully built ninja robot that transforms into a little boxy robot. All right, you say to the robot. Are you there? You ask. Yes, I am here, the robot responds. What are your orders? Well, first, let's see if you can transform, you suggest. Understood, the robot responds, and then quickly transforms into a little boxy robot with a bunch of robotic arms sticking up out of it. Some of them with ray guns, some of them with blades, one of them with a gigantic spinning saw blade. All right, perfect. Now I think it might be time to train, you suggest. So, you and Pip take your little robot, NinjaBot 3000 as you've decided to call it, and you go to the training area. You start by battling some of the practice robots, little robots designed for this sort of thing. When the first robot runs at NinjaBot 3000, the bot doesn't seem to know what to do. The other robot slams into it head first, and your robot just kind of stands there. All right, robot. Your goal is to try to avoid the other robot and then strike back against it with one of your own weapons, you say. Understood, NinjaBot 3000 replies. This time, when the other robot comes towards it, it spins its wheels, turns out of the way, and slams down on the other robot with the giant spinning saw blade. Sparks fly everywhere, and the other robot just kind of collapses, completely broken. Yeah, more like that, you say. And then you and Pip get another battle robot, and another, and another, and another. Each one attacks your robot in slightly different ways, with slightly different mechanical devices and techniques. Each time you see a new technique, you give NinjaBot 3000 a little coaching session, telling it how it probably should have moved away, and how it should counterattack. Understood, NinjaBot 3000 responds every single time, and then it does exactly what you say. When you're done with ground training, with the NinjaBot's boxy form, you have NinjaBot transform into its ninja form, and from there, you decide to train it in the ways of ninjutsu. Now, luckily, in case you haven't, listened to the first Summer Camp Planet episodes, you and Pip have downloaded the memories of many different ninjas directly into your brains. These memories come in very handy as you train the robot in just the way whoever had the memories trained themselves. You teach it to block, you teach it to strike, you teach it to dodge to the side, and of course you teach it how to jump through the air and do perfect front flips and back flips. Something every ninja needs to know how to do. After a few days of this, the NinjaBot has picked up every single move you could think to teach it, and there's nothing left but to join a battle. A robot battle. You have the NinjaBot shrink back down into its original size, and you walk it towards the sign-up table. Alright, so we're gonna enter your, what did you call it? NinjaBot 3000, I believe, into the next competition, which will be starting in 5 minutes. Please go stand over there with your robot. Someone will tell you when it's your turn to battle. So you move towards where the person told you to stand, and you wait. You wait until, before very long at all, there's a little announcement, and a series of curtains lift up towards the ceiling, revealing a gigantic protected robot fighting ring in the center. Ladies and gentlemen, people of all ages, welcome to the 654th robot competition of the day. Today, we have NinjaBot 3000 competing against the Crusher. The crowd goes wild. You look around to see that the crowd is actually made up of a bunch of robots, though human-looking robots who seem designed to just watch the competitions and cheer in excitement. What else did you expect anyways? Like a whole bunch of humans just sitting around all day? Anyways, the doors open and the two robots wheel inside. The announcer counts down from 3, 2, 1, and announces, "Begin." As soon as he says that, the other robot comes running towards NinjaBot 3000 with 2 gigantic hammers on 2 gigantic robot arms. One hammer lifts up into the air, slams down, but luckily, NinjaBot 3000 spins to the side, lifts up its saw blade, and cuts directly through the other robot, blowing it into a whole bunch of pieces. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe we have a winner. You advance to the semi-finals, where you take on yet another robot. This one, designed a lot like yours with a whole bunch of flying saw blades. After battling it out for a little while in its normal form, NinjaBot 3000 decides to suddenly transform. It jumps up in the air, transforms into a ninja, and draws several katanas at the same time. It takes a perfect ninja fighting stance, and as the other robot attacks, it slices through the robot arms with ease, and then, well, it slices the robot in half as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, I believe we have a winner again. NinjaBot 3000 will go on to the finals against, let's see here, Rex Jr., I believe is what it says.
Little flying robots fly into the battle area, pick up the broken pieces of robot, and fly away. Then the door opens on the other side, and into the arena walks a, medium-sized, fully mechanical Tyrannosaurus robot. A spotlight appears on his programmer, and you find yourself staring at none other than, Rex, but Rex as a kid? Kid Rex? Hey, you say. Are you Rex?
Well,
the dinosaur-like creature responds.
I see you've heard of me before. Well, I am Rex, and I'm not Rex. Technically, I'm a Rex clone that never grew to maturity. Well, all of the other Rex clones got to become adults right away, and then go off into the universe and cause havoc. My development was cut a little bit short. Or a little bit young, I should say. So, Rex just put me here on the summer camp planet, saying it was the perfect battleground for an evil genius to grow up. I didn't know what he was talking about until I started discovering camps like this one. Camps that allow me to create things like this.
With that, the robotic Tyrannosaurus roars and breathes out a huge plume of fire. Luckily, NinjaBot 3000 ducks out of the way, then jumps up into the air with two katanas in hand and attempts to cut the other robot into pieces. But just before it can strike, the other Tyrannosaurus spins around in a circle and sweeps NinjaBot using its tail. NinjaBot falls directly onto its back, and the Tyrannosaurus jumps up into the air, opens both of its claws, and attacks NinjaBot with every pound of biting force it can. Luckily, NinjaBot sticks his swords up just in time and catches either side of the Tyrannosaurus's mouth. The Tyrannosaurus chomps directly through them and goes back for the bot. The bot moves to the side and the Tyrannosaurus smashes into the ground. Then it lifts up its head again and attempts to eat NinjaBot once again. Once again, NinjaBot sneaks to the side and pushes the dinosaur into the ground. He shrimps out from below the dinosaur creature and jumps on top of its back. The Tyrannosaurus starts to move around quickly, trying to shake the NinjaBot off of its back, but the NinjaBot holds on as tightly as it can, spinning around in circles, crashing up against the side of the cage. As it slams up against the side of the cage, you notice something just below the neck of the bot, a little slot where a wire is visible. "NinjaBot," you say, "I think I see a weak spot on the back of its neck." NinjaBot nods in confirmation and looks at the spot you're talking about. It lifts up its hand into a perfect karate chop shape and, it chops the Tyrannosaurus as hard as it possibly can, breaking apart its steel and breaking open a big enough slit to rip out the wires. The ninja bot yanks a series of wires out, and the Tyrannosaurus robot begins to spark and sputter and move around in an even crazier fashion. Ninja Bot 3000 jumps off, and the Tyrannosaurus bot runs into the wall, falls over on its side, and then falls apart completely.
"Oh man, not again,"
Mini Rex says, as he immediately turns around and leaves the battle area.
"Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to announce the winner of this particular competition. I give to you Ninja Bot 3000.
The crowd of robots once again cheers as loudly as they can. The door to the battle arena opens up, and Ninja Bot 3000 walks out. "Good job, buddy," you say. "Thank you," Ninja Bot says. Together, you, Pip, and Ninja Bot walk back to the cabin. After days upon days of building a robot, a good night's sleep sounds even better than ever. Ninja Bot transforms back into his little boxy shape, and you and Pip climb into your beds. You pull the covers up to your chin, close your eyes, and begin to imagine every muscle in your body just releasing all tension and sinking down deeper and deeper into the mattress. And with each breath, you sink a little more, and your mind starts to wander off to thoughts of new dreams and new adventures to come. Good night, everyone.